today we're going to be working on the butcher's shop out here by the river. So, for the main part, we're just going to start with the living area and like the outside edge of the butcher shop. So these two logs here are to lead into the like entryway of the building. I'm just going to space a few things out to make sure we have enough room. Because I want you to be able to walk around the building on the right side still, while using up as much of the left side space as I can. And I think a 4x4 just for the bed area, or the bedroom area, for those that live in the butcher shop would be a good start. And the entryway is going to be 4x4 as well. Need to make some doors here. And for the entryway at least, I'm going to go with stone brick and continue that outside. As well as under the doors, just to give it a bit of a harder wear finish. Brick is a lot easier to clean than wood, so it makes sense. Where in the bedding area we're going to have a recessed floor made of nice spruce planks, well, stairs and slabs in this case, with a stone foundation around the edge, so that no dirt or anything else risks coming into the lower area. So just a stairway down here, and then around the bed itself, it'll be raised up just a bit. Probably raise it up 2 blocks just in this area, because beds can't go on half blocks, and the rest is recessed. So, now for working on the pillars and the walls itself, I want to have a level pitched roof, but with the pillars, how I want to make it, it's more difficult. So I'll show you a new pattern you can use to ensure a level roof without any cuts in it. But it does make the first layer look different to how I would usually do it. Of course, I'm still using these blocks out on the sides as what would be lore-wise tie-ins for log beams for the roof supports. And I'm going to put just full oak plank blocks on each edge. You could trim these, you could use oak shelves to give a more depth finish, but I'm going to be using trapdoors as the windows, so I don't see much point in it here. I'm going to raise up these corners specifically and leave the one by the door open to be able to do the pattern. So it's all around the edges of one like pillar, and then it connects down the length. So the pillars and the connection across the main wall are all in level. So when you start the next level of the roof, it will be flat and level. You won't have weird cut-ins or problems. And this gives a little bit more shelter around where I'm going to be placing lanterns for light under each of these pillars, as I usually do. Now I'm going to leave the corners here as a sharp cutoff because that's to connect to brick. And I'm going to start digging out the area for the actual butcher area. This entire area is going to be stone brick, both for safety reasons and like lore reasons. As it stays cooler, it's easier to clean, and it doesn't stain into the brick the same way wooden planks would stain. And I'm going to raise up these walls as stone brick as well, just for sanitation. I'll leave the connection walls to the main house as wooden planks, but I'll have a different set of doors, probably a metal door. I'm not sure if I'll use copper or iron for the doors yet. And I'll cut in some extra trim area here because I'm not using trapdoors for this area. And I'll raise it up in line with here. then just cover this central section with stone brick. There we go. And actually, I'm going to trim the edges to make it more gradual instead of just a stone brick block. There we go. Now I'm going to keep working until the light level reduces a bit, and then I'll put in a potion of night vision just so you can see what I'm doing. But let's have a look at the copper doors first. It's in building, even though it's a functional block. Let's see. I want wax doors if I use them so it doesn't change. It's not bad, but even if it was fresh copper doors, it would be a little weird. I think, yeah, I'll just use the night vision now so you can see what I'm doing better. You can interact with these without buttons, which is nice. And this back smooth stone area is just going to be the cutting slab, or the cutting block for meat. Let's see, the iron doors. Okay, yeah, no, the iron doors are in. Because now we are casting iron. We don't have the blacksmith yet, but the iron casting will be enough for this. I'm gonna put 2 upside down stairs like this, as well as some lanterns in the corners, just to light up the area a bit, because even with night vision it's difficult to see. And I'll show you a little trick. So, relatively recently, a special kind of sign has been added that you can hang from blocks. So, where is it? I'll put the buttons in first and then I'll show off the sign. Yeah, because iron doors, unfortunately, you do need a button to access, or a lever, but then you have to do this back and forth to do it. Yeah, these hanging signs have been added that you can hang in between these gaps. You have to aim for the block, because otherwise it'll be weird. So, butcher's shop, just in this corner. The rest of the house will be like living area. And then on the inside of each, I'm just gonna hang up some lanterns, because you don't want exposed torches in this area. The ash and burn off from it would be problematic. And then I'm just going to raise up off of these 2 beams to do the next level of the roof. Yes, okay. And I'm going to have it connected in this time, or turned in, so it ends here. That way it looks more connected. And just bridged across with each block as well. And you just bring this along. Roofing's always going to take a bit more, especially if you're doing a weird pattern like I am. But as you can see, it's level and it's a straight build. Now you could use like half blocks. I'm going to use trapdoors for a little bit more texture. Just across here, but trapdoors are substantially more expensive. Don't make life harder for yourself. Just use a temporary block that you can break after, even in survival, to be able to set the trapdoors easier. I'm going to leave a full block of space so you can still access, open and close the trapdoors, but it doesn't cause problems. And then I'm going to use a slab roof to make it more like gradual. It's still a peaked roof, which is the design for this area, but for the most part. Now I'm going to fill in these. You could use whole blocks and then cover the bottom of each of these, because if you don't, as you can see, when it rains and things, you'll have dripping, which is kind of cool actually from a roleplay perspective, that if your roof's too thin, things can leak through. But I'm just going to add an extra block to it this area will graduate as well, while adding extra blocks in the corners to not only blend it better, but to allow lanterns. Now, I'm going to use a black bed because squid ink is the main dye of this region, so it just kind of makes sense. And I'm going to furnish the rest of this area a bit more, adding a little corner table here, adding a crafting station somewhere along here, and then I need lighting for this area. I'll grab some props while I'm in here. Let's see. Smoker as well. Yes. So, you can use saws to cut up frozen meats or tougher meat. You use chains to hook and hang meat, so that's going to be up there as well, even though we don't really have chains. You can use some redstone as like a spilt blood area, because this is a butcher shop after all. And I'm going to use item frames to store some meat products to make it look as though it's in current use. Specifically, I'm only going to use raw chicken and beef and then cooked cod, because it looks like it's a de-scaled fish, which would be more appropriate. There we go. I'm gonna add the lights in now. There's no chandeliers or like better hanging lights for an entryway, so I'll just add 2 lanterns to this central panel so it's not in the way. And there we go. Full butcher shop.